He joins us now, sharing her story. Natania, thank you so much for being with us. I can't imagine what you've been through since 1999 and then all the emotions that must be coming up.
Fast forward over 2 decades. A different courtroom, a different woman, but the same man at the center. Cassie Ventura, once the soft-spoken R&B artist discovered by Diddy when she was just 19, now stood before a federal court, visibly shaking, her voice cracking with every word. And then came the gut punch. Her sobbing confession that Diddy forced her to carry a loaded gun into nightclubs. Not once, multiple times. He said it was for protection, Cassie told the courtroom. But it felt like I was the protection. Gasps filled the room. The silence afterward was deafening. The imagery was chilling. A young woman, loyal to the man who made her famous, walking into clubs with a firearm tucked into her purse. Does that sound familiar? Because it should. That's exactly what eyewitnesses claimed Jennifer Lopez may have done the night of the 1999 Club New York shooting. Only back then, the whispers were quickly buried. J.Lo walked away without a stain on her career. Now, with Cassie's testimony under oath, those same whispers sound more like echoes of a system Diddy had mastered long ago. Cassie painted a picture of relentless manipulation. She spoke of being isolated from friends and family, of having her phone monitored, of being threatened when she tried to leave. But it got darker. She described the infamous freak-offs, the voyeuristic sex parties Diddy allegedly orchestrated, where Cassie says she was forced to perform, degraded, and filmed without consent. A web of power, fear, and silence. It was all about control, every move, every glance, every gun. And in that courtroom, with tears running down her face, Cassie didn't just tell her story, she exposed a pattern, one that didn't start with her. Which begs the question, was Jennifer Lopez the original playbook, the first to be molded, used, and protected at all costs? Both women were young when they entered Diddy's world. Both were romantically linked to him. Both rocketed to fame under his watch. And now both have been linked, explicitly or implicitly, to guns, cover-ups, and clubs full of secrets. One difference? Cassie's speaking now. J.Lo never has. And as federal investigators dig deeper, they're asking the same question the public is starting to whisper. Was Cassie just the next chapter in a story that started with Jennifer Lopez? For over 2 decades, Jennifer Lopez has stayed remarkably silent about one of the most explosive moments of her early career, the 1999 Club New York shooting. No memoir chapter, no Oprah sit-down, no tell-all interview. Just silence. In the chaotic aftermath of that December night, when 3 people were shot and Diddy and J.Lo were arrested fleeing the scene, the media frenzy was intense. Yet as the years passed, J.Lo's name was quietly scrubbed from the narrative, while others bore the consequences, most notably rapper Shyne, who was sentenced to 10 years in prison. But behind the red carpets and press tours, new testimony suggests there was far more happening behind the scenes. Gene Deal, a former Bad Boy Records security officer, dropped a bombshell in recent interviews. She claimed Diddy was furious with Shyne after the incident, not because he fired a gun, but because he wasn't supposed to take the fall that way. According to Deal, Diddy orchestrated witness tampering, manipulating statements and documents to distance himself, and possibly Jennifer Lopez, from any direct responsibility. Then came the court documents that surfaced later. Jennifer Lopez had reportedly identified Shyne as the shooter. No hesitation, no doubt. Just his name. For someone who claims to have put that chapter behind her, Lopez was very clear when it mattered, pointing the finger at a 21-year-old rising rapper whose loyalty would cost him a decade. But perhaps the most stunning claim came from Jaguar Wright, the outspoken former singer and industry whistleblower. She alleged that Diddy and J.Lo were secretly married shortly after the shooting. Why? Because under U.S. law, spousal privilege prevents someone from being compelled to testify against their spouse in a criminal trial. In other words, if they were married, she couldn't be forced to take the stand. No public records ever confirm the marriage, no photos, no announcement. But if true, it wouldn't just be a love story. It would be a legal firewall. So ask yourself, was this the whirlwind romance the tabloids sold us? Or was it a calculated move to protect an empire? And if so, what else has J.Lo been protecting all these years? Because while Diddy's empire is collapsing in court, Jennifer Lopez's name remains curiously untouched. For now, the term freak-off might sound like something from a Wild Party playlist, but in the Diddy saga, it carries a far darker meaning. According to Cassie Ventura's shocking court testimony, freak-offs were multi-day drug-fueled orgies hosted by Diddy, events where women were allegedly controlled, coerced, and exploited under his watchful eye. Cassie described a disturbing environment of power and control, where the line between consent and coercion was blurred by fear, drugs, and intimidation. Then came Misha's testimony, a survivor who claimed something even more unsettling. She said that during one of these freak-offs, Jennifer Lopez was present. Not just present, J.Lo allegedly watched silently as Misha was assaulted. No intervention, no protest, just cold silence. What does that silence mean? Was it complicity, fear, or a deliberate choice to protect herself and the empire she was part of? Adding another chilling layer, there are allegations involving a 13-year-old girl who was reportedly forced to attend a freak-off. While the identity of the famous female celebrity present remains unconfirmed, insiders hint that the puzzle pieces point toward a high-profile figure in the same circle as J.Lo. No one has explicitly named Jennifer Lopez in connection with this girl's ordeal, at least not yet. But the pattern is hard to ignore. The events, the people, the silent witnesses. No one said J.Lo's name outright, but people are starting to put the puzzle together. So the question lingers. Was Jennifer Lopez just a bystander, a scared participant caught in a dangerous world? Or was she complicit, willing or unwilling, in the exploitation happening right under her nose? This silence, this shadow, it's one of the darkest mysteries in this entire saga, and it's about to come under the harshest spotlight yet. To understand the darker layers of this story, we have to bring in Jennifer Lopez's first husband, Ojani. Noa. Ojani has never shied away from claiming that J.Lo was far more involved in these wild sex parties than the public ever imagined. He alleges there were secret recordings, what insiders call the S-tapes, footage capturing Jennifer Lopez in compromising situations, far from the glamorous image she projects. These tapes, according to Ojani, reveal a very different J.Lo, one deeply entangled in the shadowy underworld of Diddy's empire. But here's the catch. Ojani Noa isn't just some bitter ex with no credibility. For years, he worked closely with Jennifer, living behind the scenes of her public life, and was reportedly silenced by non-disclosure agreements that still bind him. These NDAs explain why he has been cautious but persistent, dropping hints about these secret tapes without ever fully releasing them. Most whispered about rumor in this circle is the so-called baby oil tapes, allegedly part of Diddy's leverage files, blackmail material that keeps his allies in line and his secrets buried. What makes this even more suspicious is that no one has sued Ojani for defamation. Why? If these claims were entirely false, legal action would have been swift and aggressive. So what is everyone so afraid of? What truths lie in those tapes, hidden away from public view, threatening to unravel the carefully crafted image of Jennifer Lopez, and perhaps the entire Diddy empire? This question haunts every corner of the investigation as the stakes keep rising. Fast forward to the present day. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck's surprise split shocked fans worldwide. But behind closed doors, rumors are swirling about a bombshell that tore the couple apart. Suge Knight, a figure notorious for his own turbulent ties to the music world, claimed something explosive. Federal agents allegedly showed Ben Affleck a tape. Not just any tape. A tape from one of Diddy's infamous freak-off parties, featuring none other than Jennifer Lopez. Imagine Ben sitting down, expecting maybe to review evidence for an investigation or to clear things up, only to be confronted with footage of his wife amid a drug-fueled orgy. It's said that after the raids on Diddy's properties and the emergence of these tapes, Jennifer began to vanish from public events. the once tightly knit Bennifer began to unravel. Some insiders whispered that seeing that tape was the beginning of the end for their relationship. It wasn't just a personal betrayal, it was a direct hit on their public image and future together. The timing lines up suspiciously well. The tape's existence leaks, the Fed's pressure mounts, and J-Lo retreats from the spotlight. The question hangs heavy. Was that tape the breaking point? That shattered Bennifer forever. Now, the federal investigation has taken a deeper dive. Law enforcement sources have confirmed to major media outlets that the 1999 nightclub shooting case is being reopened. This time, the focus isn't just on Diddy and Shine. The probe has expanded into a full RICO, racketeer-influenced and corrupt organizations investigation. Assets have been seized, financial trails scrutinized, and conspiracy charges loom large. The stakes are higher than ever. If evidence emerges that Jennifer Lopez knowingly helped conceal a firearm, framed Shine, or lied under oath during past proceedings, she could face serious legal consequences. This would mark an unprecedented fall from grace for one of the biggest stars in the world. The silence from J-Lo has been deafening. Where is she now, and why hasn't she spoken out to clear her name? Is she laying low to avoid the storm? Or is there more to hide? As the investigation circles back to that fateful night in 1999, all eyes are on Jennifer Lopez and the secrets she has refused to face. As news of the federal probe and courtroom bombshells spread, social media exploded. Tweets flooded timelines, TikTok videos dissected the allegations, and Reddit threads buzzed with speculation. She was the gun mule, one viral tweet claimed, summing up the mounting belief that J-Lo's role in the 1999 shooting was far from innocent. Another post hit hard. The industry gave her a free pass for decades. Why? Commentators debated whether her glittering career was built on a foundation of silence, secrecy, and perhaps complicity. Fans who once admired her flawless public image now wondered aloud how much was carefully crafted PR. The glossy magazine covers, the award show smiles, the carefully controlled interviews, all suddenly clashed with the shadow of the ongoing investigation. Social media became a courtroom of public opinion, with many unwilling to accept the version of J-Lo they thought they knew. The question was no longer just about innocence or guilt. It was about accountability and truth. From the chaos of that fateful night in 1999 to the shocking revelations of 2024, the story has been one of hidden secrets, alleged cover-ups, and silence that speaks volumes. A woman was shot in the face, a man possibly set up to take the fall. Behind it all, Jennifer Lopez, a global superstar, seems to have kept her distance from the fallout, walking away unscathed while others paid the price. There were whispers of a secret marriage, legal maneuverings to avoid testimony, and a Hollywood romance that quietly crumbled. But now, with federal investigators reopening old wounds and piecing together new evidence, the shield of silence may finally be cracking. So the question remains: what did Jennifer Lopez know, and how far did she go to protect herself? The truth is still unfolding, but with the weight of a federal investigation bearing down, it's becoming harder and harder for anyone, even J-Lo, to stay silent. The courtroom may soon replace the spotlight, and justice has a long memory. It looks like it just remembered Jennifer Lopez. What happens next could change everything we thought we knew about fame, power, and the secrets behind the glittering veneer.